Okay, welcome back. I say welcome back because I've been working on this project for months. So I made one of these before while I was practicing making miter squares or miter cuts. Right, so I have these small pieces here. This is just, big box store pine boards. They are, let's see there, 2.5 inches, 3/4 inch by 4.5 inches. So what I was doing with these before is I was just practicing using the miter saw when I first got it. I really hadn't used it to make any 45 degree or any other degree cuts except for the straight 90 cut. So I needed to practice my miters for making the succulent planter box that I made, and I'll put a little card up here in the corner for you to click on that and see that video. But I cut these for practice, and I made one. I may have said it earlier in the video, but I'm just kind of recapping here. I made one a little bit bigger than this as a practice, and what we did in the end was drill a little hole here and put like an air plant in it. And I've been trying to find other small air plants to do the same thing with these, but I can't really find any, and I don't want to order a pack of like 20 something air plants. So I'm just going to go ahead and finish the assembly of the squares. We're going to glue them up, tape them up, sand them, and then put the there's a bird in the garage, and then we're going to put like some shellac or something on it to seal it up. So let's get going on that. So if you lay these all out, so what they've been bouncing around in the box for a while, so I'm going to actually sand these a little bit. They got some scuff marks and dirt marks from being thrown around for the past few months. So let me do some sanding, then I'll come back and we'll do the assembly. I don't want to bore you with the sanding. So this is like 1x2 or 1x3 pine. Just got it at the big box store. I think it was like the premium pine section, because I was making some other things out of this wood. So just gave it a quick sand and just give it a touch up. There were some pencil marks from the cuts and all that sort of good stuff. So let's get this put together. Actually, I'm going to lay these out. Let's see what else we got. I'm looking at the grain, because we got 4 pieces that are really cool grain. It probably came off the same piece. And then we have 4 that are not showing a lot of grain. So I'm going to take the ones with all the grain first. So I'm going to put them end to end. And then I'm going to use tape. Like I said, tape is going to be the clamp here, because I don't have any corner clamps or other types of clamps like that. So we're going to tape them together. I'm going to put a couple pieces on here. I'm going to go with 3 because this isn't... 2 should be fine. Okay, then I'm just going to put a bit to hang off the edge, just for me to have something to grab onto when I get ready to fold it up together. And then we flip it back over. So this is where the glue is going to go. Okay, we're going to put the glue on all the 45 cuts, and then we're going to kind of fold it up. All right, and I'll try to do this at a little bit of an angle. But what I like to do is I also like to put tape right on the edges. So what this will do, what the plan for is to do, is easy glue cleanup. Because when you put these things together, there's going to be glue that comes out, And if you have this tape here, it should help and be a little bit easier to clean it up. So I'm just putting it on all the edges. You don't want to get it over the edge because you don't want to get it inside your fold, inside your joint there. And these are not like super pieces of art or anything. What I'll do with them is probably, once I get them done, glued up, and like a coat or two of shellac on them, I'll just use them as display things at home. What I was thinking about was maybe get those fake mini succulents and just put it in the middle of it. And we can use it at home. Maybe I'll give them away as gifts. Or maybe I'll sell them. I sold the first one I made. The first one I made was a little bit bigger, like I said, and I put that air plant in there. And sold that at our yard sale for $10. I had it up for 15, but I let it go for 10. Just to, say I sold it anyway. So I'm going to get them glue on here. This one's running low. You're not going to need like a ton. Put some glue on. And you're going to want to spread it around. And then you can add some more if you have to. But you want to kind of get it all over the end. And I did go quite light on purpose. Because the heat today has got this glue being kind of soupy. So I'll put just a little bit on, I'll spread it around, and then I'll come back and put a little bit more on, because those are the end grains, and that's gonna, the ends are gonna soak up the glue more than it would if you were doing like an edge glue up or a flat glue up. This one's getting low here, so I'll put a little bit more on, then I'll spread all those around, and then we'll get it folded up. Alright, so that should work. Let's start folding it. So I'm just going to take one end and just kind of roll it. Put that one together, come this way, and then we'll bring this side up. And that's why I put the little piece there. Get that out of the way. I'm just going to squeeze it together. And we'll use this clamp, or this tape, as a clamp. Yeah, I got them all together here. They don't look too bad. So there's your square, and then I'm going to add a couple more pieces of tape and try to pull it nice and tight. From this side to this side. And then we'll do this side. And then we'll just let this sit for an hour or so. We'll do the other one. Yeah, I don't see much for squeeze out on the inside. So there is a little squeeze out in the corners for the glue. Just wipe them up real quick. You can sand it off later when it dries as well. But That's it for that one. So let's go ahead and just do the other one. Let's get some glue on here. Okay, it's ready. You know, on the other one, I think I forgot to put glue on some of the edges. Hey, nobody said I was a professional. Yeah, the other one, I didn't put glue on the opposing edges here. Not super bad, but it's always good to put glue on both your edges. Because like I said, this end grain is going to soak up that glue pretty quick. So if you put a little bit of extra on, it's okay. That's it. I'll let this one sit half an hour or so as well. Then we'll take that tape off on the inside. We'll run the sander over real quick to get any excess glue. And then we'll come back and put some shellac on it. So let me let these dry, and we'll come back in about a half an hour. Well, actually it'd probably be more like an hour or so. Half an hour, I'm going to take the glue off, or not the glue off. I'm going to take the tape off the inside, and then I'll let it sit for a while longer while I work on something else. And then we'll come back, or I'll bring you back, and we'll do some shellac. Alright, welcome back. Again, it's another day. So these have been on now probably 24 hours, the outside tape. I took all the inside tape off, and I waited because I wanted to bring over my new right angle, like 90-degree chisel. And I bought it for the specific reason, not necessarily on these, but to get into these kinds of corners in case I have any glue squeeze out. So I got a little bit here, just kind of running it over that glue line. It really didn't get a lot of squeeze out anyway, so it's not too bad, but I just wanted to play with my new chisel anyway. Anyway, so I'm going to hit this with the sander just to level out the miters on the bottom or the top or whatever it's going to be, just to flush them up. They're like a millimeter or so off. This one's not bad, and a little bit on one side, but there's a little bit of glue squeeze out here and here. I'm going to sand that off anyway. So this was the first one we did. So once we get the tape off and sanded, I have a can of shellac. I'm just going to put a couple of coats of the shellac on it. And that's this stuff here. And then, so what we'll do is we'll take it home and we'll make it into a little display box, and you put something on top, put something in the middle, or maybe we will find an air plant or something small enough, and then we'll just use a little baby drill to drill a hole in there again. I was going to try to drill a hole before I assembled it, but I really didn't know if it was going to be used like that. So same with the other one. You can always do the hole afterwards. Okay, so got these all sanded. Got the corners all looking good. Got the glue out. So now we're going to put some shellac on them. I mean, you can get shellac in like spray form, or you can buy the the quart or pint or whatever this is. Just give it a good shake either way. We're not doing anything special with it, right? We're just gonna kind of paint it on with a paintbrush, let it soak in a bit. We'll give it some time to dry, and then maybe come back with a light sanding and then do another coat. But I'm not using anything special here. This is a polyester blend, good quality brush, Harbor Freight. I consider them disposable. Probably could have got a smaller one, but whatever, right? This stuff is very it's not very thick, right? So it's very liquidy. So you don't need to dip your brush too far in. Shake it, drips off. It's like the perfect size to do one swipe. So I just continue painting it on all the way around. Make sure you're getting any drips. Because it is liquidy, so it is going to have a tendency to drip all over the place if you let it. So I just put very little on the brush, brush it back and forth, and then I go around and try to get the drips, swiping at them, just lightly brushing it on. Probably should have done the inside first, but that's all right. We can do a couple different ways. We can do all the outside, and I got gloves on, so I guess if I paint myself, it's fine. Using my bench cookies that I just made a video with them in it. I'll put that up on the screen. Maybe you can check that out and give it a view or a like. Okay, so spent about an hour or so. Got the shellac, first coat of shellac on here. Looks pretty good. No bubbles, no globs of stuff. I mean, still not totally dry, but it's dry enough to give it a light sanding and then put another coat on. Yeah, I guess I could do another coat. I was debating, but I think one more coat would be good. So let me get one more coat on. Well, it's not going to really look much different on the camera. So I'm going to say here's your end result. All right, so you can put a little something in here to display, something up top. My better half collects crystals and stones and other types of rocks, so you might be able to put a couple on top, and then in the center here for a little display. Or like I mentioned earlier, the little mini fake succulents that are a couple inches tall. Might be able to fit one of those in there, or maybe we'll get some air plants like we did on the other one. Do a little hole here and put the air plant in, or you can just set the air plant inside. You can use it for many different things, I guess. You can stack them up. I don't know, we can do some sort of glue up, make a third one, put it up here or something. I mean, there's all sorts of possibilities with these. You could probably just sell these as is on Etsy or something as craft squares. There's lots of people making pretty good money just selling blanks on Etsy for crafters. But anyway, I'm going to call this done. I am going to put another coat on, but I'm not going to bother showing you or coming back when it's done. That's what they're going to look like. They may look a little bit shinier with the second coat, but that's pretty much it. Just a couple of display squares. Do something like that. I don't know. You can do all sorts of things with them. So please make sure you subscribe, like, share the videos, and we'll catch you on the next one. Thanks.